Shady, is anything less than an NFC Championship game disappointing for the Philadelphia Eagles?
What you think?
I think severely.
Do you?
Yeah, absolutely. But what do you think?
Jalen Hurts still there?
Yes, sir.
That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. I'm not getting involved today with you. I'm not gonna let y'all piss me off ask this question about the Eagles. So I'm gonna let Joy or Slick go, and then I'm gonna give you my take. But I'm not gonna let y'all keep playing around with my Eagles. Real quick, I see what you do. You lay it up like that, and then you come right to me. So Shady, not today, Acho. Not today. Not today. Not today. It's a good day today. It's cool. It's the finals. I ain't gonna get hot and get. I'm chilling today, dog. Please, don't do. Come on. It's TV. It's live.
You're offended by that question?
Yeah, I'm offended.
I mean, look, of course it's not a disappointment. We have to play the games. We do this every single year. We did this with the NBA. We did it with the NBA postseason. We did it with every single series in the NBA. We're doing it right now. We just did it. We're going to do it at the beginning of the season. On paper, things look a certain way.
Yes.
But you got to play the games. There's a lot that can happen, all right? There's going to be a team in the NFC looks weak right now, right? Like, there's going to be a team in the NFC that is way better than we think they are once the season plays out. It happens every single year. There's going to be a team in the AFC that's way better that we didn't predict, that comes out of nowhere, all right? Or was kind of a little bit okay last year, and then something happened. Look at the Giants this year.
Yeah.
Look at the Seahawks. We thought the Seahawks were tanking. Like they were purposely trying to lose games. That's what we said they were doing. So there's always going to be a team that comes out of here. Things happen throughout the season. I'm not going to count for injuries because, again, we're just doing things on paper. But it's hard to get to Super Bowls. It's even harder to win them. And it's hard to get to NFC Championship games. And before everyone starts doing all this huffing and puffing, we talked about Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to hear you huffing and puffing.
Too late. Huffing and
doing
puffing.
all that huffing and puffing. Aaron Rodgers gets praised all the time like he wins Super Bowls every single year, mostly for just getting to NFC Championship games.
True.
Because it's so hard to do. So anything less than being in an NFC Championship game is being disappointing. What happens if they have a great season, a good season, they win a playoff game, they get to the second round, and they play down to the wire? What if they meet the 49ers and they play down to the wire? It's the last second and the 49ers move on. That's a disappointing season. Of course, the goal is always to win championships. But to say that it's like a failure or a Super Bowl hangover or some colossal drop-off is very hard for me to get to.
The rational Joy Taylor just does not do it for me, okay?
I have to be unhinged.
And I get where...
I always gotta be crazy.
No, but I'm... The Miami Heat enthusiasm, in spite of all the particulars, I get that. This is way too... And I get where Shady doesn't... One appreciates how hard it is to get there. But I'm looking at it right now, okay? With how we look at the Philadelphia Eagles and the offseason that they had.
Sure.
And what is your, Shady, your expectation right now that the Philadelphia Eagles do if all goes well? What are you hoping that they will do?
Ain't no hope. Ain't no hope.
Okay. What?
I'm going to say it right now, guaranteed.
Okay.
The Philadelphia Eagles will be back in the championship game. Not no NFC.
Okay.
Ain't no NFC in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And I'm pissed off.
Okay.
I try to wait, and I try to hold back. I try to be respectful.
That's my point.
That
But it
took way
had
too long.
It had to come.
What took so long?
Listen. All this NFC talk, all this NFC, I don't want to hear none of that.
Yeah.
We don't be in the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
That's why I'm pissed. It should be Super Bowl.
Thank you. Guess who I know?
I'm from Pittsburgh.
Where my flag at?
Guess who I know?
That right there.
Listen me off.
Why am I responsible for doing the extra Philly stuff? We got the all-time leading rusher for the Philadelphia Eagles sitting 3 feet away from me. He's the one that's supposed to do that. I can apply reason.
Have you guys ever had a coach? A coach talks to one player, but they're not talking to that player. Actually talking to that player?
Oh, okay. I'm just a vessel now.
Yeah, that's
Here's what I will say.
Was.
I think it would be utterly disappointing if the Eagles don't make it to an NFC Championship game for this reason. Not because anything Joy said was incorrect, but if you have legit championship aspirations, and I think 7 teams in the NFL currently do, you could argue 8. I think the Ravens, I think the Bills, I think the Chiefs, I think the Bengals. You could argue the Jets being the 8th. I won't say them right now, not this season. I think the Cowboys, I think the Niners, I think the Eagles. If you have legit championship aspirations and you do not make it to the NFC Championship game, it's a disappointment. The Cowboys lost to the Niners last year. It was a close game. That was a disappointing season. If you are a championship aspiring team, Super Bowl championship, and you don't even get to the championship game of your own conference? Remember when the Bills, even though they lost in the craziest game ever to the Chiefs.
Yep, 30 seconds.
The Bills, that was still disappointing.
Yeah.
Because to lose in the divisional round, which is what we are assuming, to lose in the divisional round means either, Shady, you didn't win one playoff game, if you had a bye week like the Packers in 2021, or you only won one playoff game. Talk basketball, it's the same thing. After the Bucks won their championship in 21, when they lost in the conference semis to the Celtics, that was disappointing.
Sure. Right.
Now, the Celtics went on to the NBA Finals, we all watched, but to lose in the semis, to lose in the second round, if you are a Super Bowl aspiring team, that has to be disappointing. The Warriors this year, 6th seed, but you're coming off a championship. Yes, they lost to the Lakers and LeBron James, I get it, but still disappointing. So I don't know a world where any of those 7 Super Bowl championship aspiring teams that I named can lose or not win one playoff game and not be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, it is disappointing. It would be disappointing. The Eagles should expect to go back to the Super Bowl, expect to be back in the NFC Championship game, and that should be the standard. And I agree with you. If that's your aspirations and you're actually in place to actually do that and you don't do it, it's disappointing. But we can also maybe apply a little bit of reason here. You're not going to get to the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl every single year. That doesn't mean that you dropped off the face of the earth either. Jalen Hurts is a young quarterback. They're set up for a long period of success, right? They're planning on being competitive for a long period of time.
Here I think is the disconnect, if you will. If you are that much more talented than the rest of your field, not the field, but your field, then you should be able to go back, like the Kansas City Chiefs 4 and 5 years. Let's not talk about the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are really ruining this conversation.
That's why I said, that's why before you even spoke, I said, let's not talk about the Chiefs, because I wanted to mention the Philadelphia Eagles. Andy Reid. Shady, you would remember better than I because you got there sooner. I think it was 2002 or 3 to maybe 2008.
4 in a row?
Yeah, the 4 in a row.
Yeah.
4 straight NFC Championship games in a row. Didn't even win a Super Bowl. They lost to the Patriots over that run. But even the Eagles in the last century have gone to consecutive NFC Championship games.
And Joy, you make a great point. I mean, this NFL is so hard to do, right? The NFC, we obviously know that the Eagles are favorite, but things happen. But one thing that got to happen.
What's that got to happen?
And when we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, baby, when we bring that flag out, baby, and we had them big games in the link, can't nobody beat us. You said the 49ers, they can't do it. They have no quarterback. When you talk about who? The Cowboys, you know who their quarterback is. They can't do it. You talk about the Vikings, they can't do it. We seen what we did to them. I'll just say this, ladies and gentlemen. If we're not talking about the Super Bowl, we're not talking about Philadelphia.
Yeah, if you don't talk Super Bowls, you don't talk.
Play with my boys.
I hear you.
And this is our year to bring it home.
It's your fault.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'll take that one. For entertainment purposes alone, I'll take that, baby.
Whatever works.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.